Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching now, thank you for joining the CasualCast episode 21. I am your host, Sam Nicholson, joined alongside by Ben Storia. How you doing, man?
Well, my friend, how are you?
I am fantastic, albeit a little bit hot if everyone was joining into the sort of sound check that we did there. But this is the first time it's just been you and I on a podcast for the longest time. I can't even remember the last episode where we didn't have a third chair.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's been
I mean-
so long. Like, it's going back to OG, back when it was just like us awkwardly talking about things like Marvel and other things that I've pushed further to the recesses of my memory.
Strange sack. Yeah, that's right. it's very strange. It's kind of annoying to be stuck with you. We did have two
Thanks.
special guests lined up for today, so actually it was going to be the world record of people at the Casual Cast in one show, but instead we got equal for the lowest. Not world record, but the least people ever on a Casual
I
Cast.
think that's cool. That's a good way to look at it.
Either
the world
way.
record for the casual cast. Setting world records
That's
every week,
exactly
I think.
right. Or equaling them at best.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know already, the Casual Cast is a weekly podcast coming at you every Sunday night, varying hours depending on ours or guest schedule. But every Sunday night, you can always join the chat. And then we also split our topics up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for you on YouTube if you don't have time to listen to the whole show. Or if you want a high-quality edited version, you can also listen to it on podcast services everywhere on a Wednesday. We release it then. But next week will be an exception. Ben and I are both going to be at RTX Sydney, which means we won't be able to do a live show. However, we will be recording one anyway in our hotel room with a few guests and stuff. It just won't be live, but it will be split up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday like the rest of the shows. So keep that in mind.
And boy, can I assure you, it's going to be raunchy. You ever seen a hotel
It is
podcast?
going to be raunchy.
That's stuff you want. Stuff for dreams. It's what dreams are made
That's
of.
exactly right. I mean, if we have the bandwidth, we may stream it not to YouTube, but possibly Pornhub. Not too sure.
Yeah, why not? May as well. It's probably the less bandwidth platform, and a lot of people tuning into that weekly for their podcasts.
That's exactly right. It's my favorite podcast service for sure.
That's it.
But actually, you know what? On the topic of RTX, that was going to be topic 3, but screw it. Let's flip the table and make it topic 1 like we do.
You've just cheesed
'cause
out
this
for the
podcast
segue,
is
haven't
already
you?
a train wreck. Yeah, I pretty much have, and it's still a horrible segue. Except my trademark,
Beep, beep.
I think, is horrible segues.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, topic 3, which is also topic 1, will be us going to RTX next week. I didn't even. Oh.
Neck minute.
Oh.
Going to RTX.
I didn't even
Neck
mean to say
minute.
neck. I'm just becoming that guy from that
OG
video.
meme.
Next week. And also the topic, we'll just throw traveling in there as well as part of the topic, because we're traveling there in varying ways, and we like to talk about travel. Not something we've talked about here before, but man, I tell you, we're heading out Friday, and I cannot wait. Are you excited, Ben?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's all there is.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
topic
that's
2, ladies and gentlemen. No.
No, I thought you were going to follow that up with a question, but fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. We got a couple of mates we're going to meet up with that we haven't met before, and the opportunity to meet living legends, people that I am unsure that aren't animatronic up until we actually get their autographs, with the Funhouse team being them for me, and meeting, I guess, not meeting, but seeing Sugar Pine 7 in the works. It's going to be a good weekend.
Oh, you sounded like you were going to say something else there, but
Did it not come through?
then you didn't. Oh, what did you say? All the end. Oh man, this is a train wreck already. The last
I
thing I
reckon.
heard was the works.
Yeah, it was something about going to see everyone, and it's going to be great. I don't know why it's cutting out, but apparently it is. You still get
And
nothing?
these are the problems of doing a live podcast, huh?
That's
No, yeah,
it.
I can hear. But yeah, absolutely. I think getting and meeting the Funhouse guys is going to be the highlight of it for me. I mean, they're people who I've listened to since before they were Funhouse, back when they were Inside Gaming. So that's years and years and years worth of listening to Adam and Bruce and Lawrence and James and Elise. And yeah, it'll be cool to meet those guys, get photos with them and stuff. We're going to be vlogging the whole trip as well. Might make it a little different to the vlogs that we've done before, where we haven't really talked in them. In this one, it probably might be one where we're talking a little bit more. At least I'm thinking it will, but hell, we haven't made the video yet, so who knows?
That's it. Hopefully
But,
they're more like generic vlogging platform or like makeup of it.
Yeah. That's
be
it. I haven't talked to you about it yet, Ben, but I think something else I'd like to do for it is possibly interviews with some people as well. Like, mainly people who might have been on the show before, who are coming to the event.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
But then other people as well. Yeah, I'd quite like to
The hardest
do
part's probably
interviews,
going
see
to
what
get
they
them
think
to
about
actually
it.
speak to us after those ordeals. I mean, the restraining orders
Well-
against me limit me to a 5 meter radius at like the max, and that's in enclosed spaces. So you
That's
might have
fine.
to
What we
handle
can
that.
do, I might get 2 paper cups and a bit of string in between them, and then put one on your ear. It'll be a 5 meter long piece of string. Put one on their ear, and just have you guys talk and shove a microphone in each end.
Even better.
Edit it together. Bob's your uncle.
Just have me there with one on my ear on the left, and then it wraps around and it comes back to my other ear. And so you don't have to worry about me the entire night that way.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Mhm.
And that way there's no lawsuits, because we don't have the strongest legal team. Our legal team is actually
Jake.
a parrot with a pen.
And Jake.
And, oh no, we fired Jake to upgrade to the parrot.
True.
If you're listening, Jake, sorry, mate. But,
Sorry.
That's what you get for not coming to RTX.
Shame.
But yeah, so it'll be shame. It'll be me, you, and your cousin Nathan, who hasn't been on any of our stuff yet.
Hey, he's been in, he
but
was in the
will.
Bateman's
He's been
vlog.
in the chat.
In the Bateman's vlog.
He was in the
there.
Bateman's vlog, yeah.
But you can almost call him an
he's been-
excommunicated member. Someone who was originally set out to begin, but unforeseen circumstances has limited him to not being able to be in any videos yet. Except for one that we've talked about probably a couple of times, that it's long lost, the golden video, the absolute gem that will never be returned, sadly.
Well, he's the superior storier, and you just haven't let me put him on because you don't want to be outshunned. But look, that's fair. I can't blame you for that. But yeah, we'll also be meeting up with one of our friends, Zoe / we usually call her Jelly. That's her PlayStation name. Who has streamed with us a couple of times before doing Overwatch, so that'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to it, especially meeting Funhouse and seeing Sugar Pine 7. But travelling down is going to be a nightmare. I can't stand public transport, especially from Orange to Sydney, where it's at. The trains are really dirty. They pack out. There are some interesting people on the trains usually, so
Somewhere
that's going to be good fun.
that's
like
not going to
6
be
hours.
the case, though. That's going to be the case everywhere. Unless
That's true. That's the thing with public transport, isn't it? That's right. I mean, I have some good public transport stories. There was this one time when I used to live in Newcastle, I went down to Sydney for a couple of days, and I was on my way back to Newcastle by the train. And I had this old guy sit next to me. Fair enough, he seemed like a nice dude. But for those people who know me, they know I hate the sound of people eating and chewing and sucking on things and stuff like that. And he decided to pull out a bunch of lollies and started sucking on them real loud and coughing all over me as well. He seemed to have a cold, and he just didn't cover his mouth. He just turn either towards me or kind of close to me and cough everywhere. I was like, oh god, I'm contaminated with something now.
Just imagine this old man looking you dead in the eyes, and he's just coughing on top of your face, and you're sitting there wiping spit out of your eyes, and excuse me, sir.
He was just,
he
held me
okay?
down, got some. He held me down, got some device to pry my mouth open. He's just coughing and spitting straight in there. No, that didn't happen.
My god,
obviously, but yeah. So he's doing that. I'm like, come on, Herbert. And then except with all these greasy lolly wrappers that he was spitting all over, he would put them on my side of the seat. He'd just sit them there instead of putting them in a bin or a bag or something like that. He was just stacking them up right next to me. I feel like he had to have known what he was doing. He had to have known exactly what he was doing. He's just some sadistic old man who liked to make people uncomfortable.
That's it.
But yeah, no, I've got
stuff.
plenty of public transport stories. That's one of the filthier ones, though.
I think you're always going to have one if you are on public transport. My favourite is those people that don't see public transport as somewhere that they need to kind of tone down their usual behaviour, such as when they're on the phone and they're having a personal conversation, but they have no cares, so they're going to, tell the world about it. Oh, you don't go near them, they're not part of the family anymore. He did what?
Yeah.
Did what with your rabbit? Oh, it's
I can't
despicable.
afford bail!
What do
Let
you
him rot
mean
for
he's
the
in
next 10
jail?
years.
There's a lot of them.
You get a lot of insight of people's family and personal lives for sure, or you get the annoying kids who just yell, not kids, but teenagers who are 13, 14, who think they rule the world, who sit there and then play really shitty music really loud. They're just sitting there at the back of the train Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. It's oh no.
I'm glad I haven't had to
I can't
deal with
stand
that.
it.
Gucci gang on
I've had
repeat.
to. I don't think I've been on a train since that song has been popular. But it's always been shit like that, and just horrible music.
Whichever replaced that one for the previous
What else do I hate about?
months. Hate about public transport. I hate just being seated for so long. I have a tendency to get up and move around. Driving's okay, because you have a bit more room. If you're in a car with probably friends, you can stretch out a bit, have a bit of a stretch, and then if you're driving, You know, you're concentrating, you're not really worried about it. And as a driver, you can stop whenever you want. But on public transport, there's not that much leeway, and you should most of the time be a bit more reserved, but tend to not be if you want to stretch. So yeah, just being sitting in the same spot for so long, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that never bothers me. Usually I've got my ass parked in my office all day anyway, so I'm kind of used to it. But,
Ass packed.
oh, yeah, that's exactly right. One great thing about public transport is it's usually a good time for me to sit down and listen to music, like catch up on albums that have been out that I haven't listened to, because I don't usually just listen to a whole album in a row, so I'll probably usually do that when I travel. I'll catch up on podcasts, which makes trips go so quick. Or I play a lot of Nintendo Switch. Or like when I had my Vita, I'd play Vita and stuff like that. That was always great. It is some good time to get some stuff done that you might not normally do.
Get some stuff
This time I might... Yeah, that's it. Get some stuff done. This time I might do some video editing or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to the trip. What are you most excited for out of RTX with all the panels though? Because I think you and I have kind of got our schedules down pat. What we want to see most.
Yeah, it's definitely a toss-up between the Funhouse Live panel, because the way that they've described them, they're always going to be like a lot different to their podcast. It's just going to be a lot of loaded bits that have come up, and with, I guess, MC Lawrence Sontag taking control, you never know what's going to really happen. So that, and then probably the Sugar Pine 7, not the Stephen fucking Pine 7. That is definitely wrong. The Sugar Pine 7
Stephen
podcast.
Pine 7.
With them. So I wonder if they're going to bring other guests on, and like how the dynamic's going to be with that Kib. So that'll be cool too.
I'm sure they will. If they don't bring anyone on, there's only 2 of them. So I'm sure they'll be bringing people on.
I feel like they could do it pretty well though too, to be honest.
One thing I'm really bummed about though is that Kinda Funny aren't going. I wish I went last year because they were there then, and I watched the panel. It was probably one of the most wild panels I've seen from any event. That got crazy. And then there was a big meet-up with a lot of the Kinda Funny fans who I've come to know, who were actually the people who were going. It's not as many, but we're going to have our own meet-up at a pub in Sydney on the first night, which will also be good. So looking forward to that. If any of you guys are watching, I'll see you there. But yeah, I really wish Kinda Funny were there. But I love Funhouse and Sugar Pine 7 just as much. Everyone else, I don't want to say I don't really care for, but I haven't really watched any of their content. Like, I'm not really fussed.
Fair enough. I'm like the opposite. See, like I don't really care for Kinda Funny simply because I've not like got into their stuff. I enjoy their podcasts, but like that other content has never really been like my main like watching experience on YouTube. But someone that I am bummed that isn't coming is the Cow Shop Boys, which includes James and Alex. Alex being Immortal HD, who I've watched since I was a young tacker, and as I'm sure that he'd hate to admit, from his wifey craft adventures with Sly Fox Sound, me and Nathan getting into those. So he's someone that I've grown up with, and probably the longest out of all the YouTubers that are like currently still going. So I'm kind of bummed he's not going, because that would be my go-to for a signature, but I'm pretty content with Funhouse, I'm going to be honest. And especially Sugar Pine 7 coming around soon. Even better.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Can't wait to see my chicken boy. But yeah, I don't know. Cow Shop aren't really anyone who I've watched much content of, except for the video where they lit their basement on fire with fireworks, and whenever they're in a Sugar Pine 7 video.
That's it.
But they seem like funny guys. And then, yeah, I know Kinda Funny I've listened to since years and years before they even existed as Kinda Funny. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really been to an expo like this, I suppose. I've been to the EB Games Expo, but that was just pretty much walk around and play cool games that haven't come out yet. That's pretty much all that was, instead of like talent that I've watched for a long time do their thing live. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to.
No, I can't wait, really. And just like, especially like we said already, meeting up with friends that we haven't seen or like haven't officially met properly, it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, the after parties and enjoying the Sydney life, I guess. Can't wait.
That's exactly right. Oh, and of course, meeting all of our own fans. There's, so many of them. So I can't wait to, do all the signatures for those guys.
Anyone that didn't know,
take photos.
We're actually having a meetup at Centrepoint Tower, 12 p.m. sharp. Handing out shirts and merchandise. And by handing out shirts and merchandise, I mean any shirt that we've worn in a previous video, it's going. It's just going to the first people there, including the clothes we're wearing at the same time. So if you want it, you can have it. Just gotta ask. 12 p.m. sharp.
You have to bid for it, though. It is an auction.
Yeah.
You do have to bid for any piece of our clothing.
What's the weird thing about it, Sam? Why is this a unique bidding experience for them?
Because the more we take off, the cheaper the clothes that we take off that get.
Right. Okay. So if I take off my shirt, my pants then become half price.
That's right.
Oh, interesting.
And So once you get down to your underwear, it's virtually free.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
It's a free game.
That way we give the people what they want.
But it's a catch-22 because no one wants to take that off. So like they want free things, but they're also like, I could do without seeing you guys naked. So interesting to see how they're going to react to that one. Also, the fact that we only take cryptocurrency is going to be interesting. I wonder how people are going to react to that. Just a generally good vibe all around, I think.
Beers, boys, and Bitcoin. That's that's got to be RTX.
Beers, naked boys, and Bitcoin. Get amongst it.
Fantastic. So, if we hadn't already sold you on RTX, I'm sure we have now.
1-800 Banter if you miss out.
No, I can't wait. We should be making some quality content while we're over there and enjoying a lot of quality content. So I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, well, we never really make quality, but to our standards,
there we go.
Quality. Adequacy is what we strive for. That's our catchphrase.
I'm so glad that still exists.
I don't think that was even it. I think I've just paraphrased. I can't even remember what we set out to have our catchphrase.
It's close enough. It embodies the spirit of the adequacy anyway. If you never say it correctly, you're saying true to the nature, right, man?
Too true. Too true.